So guys, the update for Star Wars Hunters Season 3 went live yesterday, with Pillbush, the new hunter, and the new arena pass going live today. But with a few hours still until that happens as of me recording this, the patch notes have gone live officially on the Star Wars Hunters website, so I'm going to be reading through them today. And as of you watching this video, I could very well be live streaming the new update as well, so make sure you come on in. But without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. So it starts off just by saying about Pillbush coming to the game. I've done loads of videos already about Pillbush, so I won't go into her in too much detail. But she rides around on a custom-built ATST-like thing, which is called an AT-ET, which is an all-terrain Ewok transport, which is quite funny. There's a good look at her there. Now, it starts off also by going over the balancing changes for this update, and there is quite a bit, so I may not necessarily go over all of them in too much detail, but it says that venting, so cooling down and reloading weapons, will no longer restrict movement speed, which I actually don't mind. I'm keen to see how that impacts things. Aaron's had a buff with his flamethrower ability, adding 5 damage. The tether duration for Char's gone down a little bit. Diago's ammo's been increased from 8 to 9, which would be quite interesting. And it looks like Amara can fire at least one additional bullet before her weapon overheats. J3DI's ultimate has been buffed as well. Instead of doing 40 damage per hit, it will now do 45. His false pull has also been improved to say that the targeting with the lock-on has been improved, which I'm really happy with, honestly, as there are quite a few times I miss my shots when I just absolutely shouldn't. Other times it's just down to me being stupid, but we'll ignore that. And the launch speed and pull has been increased as well, so it is a bit faster. Now, Sentinel, I've seen a lot of talk about Sentinel's nerf already, which is great to see. His barrel slam, instead of being 1.5 second cooldown, is now 4. So it's still not a hugely slow cooldown time, but it is a lot slower than it used to be, which I'm very happy to see. And his suppressing shot has also had damage reduced from 40 to 50 down to 10 to 20. So at max level, it will do 20 damage, which I think is definitely a good thing, honestly, because 50 damage for some hunters was a third of their health, or at least a quarter. So it dealt a lot of damage, and obviously you're down on the floor for a long time anyway, so having it deal that much damage was quite a bit, so I'm glad to see it changed. Slingshot now does less damage, which I'm not too sure about, honestly. I thought Slingshot was fine, but we'll see how it goes. Scorer has had a nerf as well. Her recoil has increased, her spreads increased, so that's her main weapon, and her ultimate has been reduced from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. So I'm also very interested to see how this plays out, because despite their nerfs in Season 2, they still felt like they were probably the strongest. And finally, Sprocket has had a buff as well. His damage has increased from 9 to 10, which I'm very pleased with, but he has had his weapon's recoil increased, so that's kind of a bit of a balancing thing to negate that. And then his med beacon, so his healing drone, has had a cooldown reduction from 14 seconds down to 12. So as someone who actually really enjoys playing Sprocket, I'm very pleased to see this. So they're the main balancing changes for this update, so I am looking forward to seeing how they impact things. Going on to the content side a little bit more, starts off about the ranked season, and if you reach Kyber 1, you unlock an exclusive legendary Sentinel costume, which means that it should be the best Carbucket Head one from Season 2 of Ranked. So thankfully I don't have to grind my ass off to get to Kyber 1 this season. It was pretty horrendous last time out, so I'm kind of glad I can have a bit of a seasonal break. But that seems to be the case there, and there's also plenty of other things in the ranked journey and so on, which I'll make a video on later on. There's also going to be some events where it's Pillbush versus Sentinel in the Clash event called Rebel War Machine. There's also going to be some High Republic themed stuff as well, which is really cool. J3DI's Logs is a multi-part event, which will be really interesting. There's 3 parts to it to unlock new avatars, stickers, and more. So I think it's really cool that we're going to be seeing some High Republic stuff. I'm definitely keen for that. And then later in the season, there's an all-new Shadow Knight Festival, which is 2 events, one called Crushing Gorax and Sneaking Dulok, where you get to claim a free avatar in the shop, which is pretty cool. And there's also other events to claim for fame, credits, and Arena Pass XP. This is a High Republic themed skin for Groz as well, which looks incredible. So this Shadow Knights Festival, I think, is just because it's Halloween soon, so that'll be really interesting. We have a new map, which is called Hoth Frontlines. Now, this is a map that we, the community, have known for about a year and a half, maybe longer. Frontlines itself was mentioned in the Star Wars Hunters novel, so it's nice to actually see that map from the book come to this game now, which is awesome. So I'm definitely keen for that, and it does actually have a Wampa in it, which is really cool. So I played the map last night. So there is that. Going on to some of the cosmetic content. As always, there's going to be plenty of things in this this. It looks like there's going to be some High Republic stuff, some Halloween-y stuff, and also with this theme of the season being Rebellion, there's going to be plenty of Rebellion stuff as well. So it looks like there's hundreds of new pieces of cosmetics for this season. Emotes have also been added into the game now as well. So in the emote wheel, instead of just using stickers, you can now actually have emotes as well, which is really cool. It says here that they'll be released throughout the duration of the season through the Arena Pass, bundles, shop, events, and the Arena Vault. Now the Arena Vault, I'm not sure what that is. I think that's something new, which it might explain in a minute. Yep, there we go. More features there. So that'll be really interesting. And like I say, you can just use it on the expression wheel. Here, there's a bit more about the Shadow Knight Festival. It says, check out the in-game shop for special themed content, including the ferocious, like Sentinels, Gorax, Fury bundle. So this is Gorax themed content here for Pilbush on the right and here. This is a Duloc skin for Imara. This is a Gorax skin for Sentinel, and I can't remember what this is for Reeve, but these three skins for Sentinel, Imara, and Reeve actually came out like last September in the Char update. So it's really cool to see them return in this way. I'm keen for you guys to be able to unlock them as well. I personally have this Imara one, but I don't have the Sentinel or Reeve skins, so it's a chance for me to get those as well, which is nice. But in terms of the features, Arantul will be joining the Hunter's Path. We've known this for a few weeks now, but it's great to see that finally happening, and I imagine Chaos will probably release later on as well in Season 4. Then we have the Arena Vault, so it's a new way to purchase new and exclusive cosmetic content. It says the first draw of all Arena Vaults in Season 3 will be free. Each time a draw is played, the entry cost will increase. Once a reward is earned, it is removed from the overall prize pool. Probability of receiving items can be viewed within the Arena Vault's menu. Players will also receive a bonus reward for making enough progress within the Arena Vault to fill the bonus reward meter. So the Arena Vault sounds a little bit like a loot box system. It is just going to be cosmetic only though by the sounds of it, so I don't think we need to worry about it. It's not going to be like pay to win or anything like that. Hopefully they don't lock anything like too insane in there, or if they do, hopefully it's not like all of the really good cosmetics, because I don't want people to feel like they have to do it. It could be a good way for the game to make money, honestly. I'm going to hold any judgment off until I see it personally. But that's definitely going to be interesting. And then there's the Hunter Mastery. I've got a video coming out later this week going into a bit more detail about it, but I absolutely love this feature, honestly. It's been live in the game since yesterday's update. There are 3 mastery tiers. So Champion unlocks at 26, Legend unlocks at 40, and Master unlocks at 55. You can see these portraits at different colours at these levels, so purple, orange, /yellow and red. So it's a new way to display the way you play with your hunter, which is really cool. And you can see these in various places. And once you do reach these mastery tiers, every level you actually unlock a new chest, which is really cool. So it says here that it pulls from a pool of possible rewards, including credits, crystals and cosmetics, which is a really fun way to do it in my opinion. I was expecting more levels where I was hoping to see these kind of rewards, but this mastery system is just that extra step better than what I was expecting, so very happy to see that. You can now also unlock friends and parties earlier in the game if you haven't already, and it does also say about game modes are no longer locked to player level track. Instead, you will now unlock new modes as you play more matches, so I guess there's going to be a way to see that as well. So that's probably a slightly better way of doing things rather than having it locked behind a level. And the final thing on the patch notes just talks about the age rating being updated in some countries and platforms, so I'm not worried about that. But overall, I'm really happy with this season so far with the update. I obviously haven't played as Pilbush yet. The new Arena Pass isn't live yet, neither is the ranked season. But it sounds like there's quite a lot of really fun stuff going on with this season. The mastery things is a big standout for me. The balancing changes definitely have my eye as well. Let me know what you guys think of the patch notes in the comments below. And if you have played some of the new content, let me know your thoughts on those as well. That is it from me today though. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.